The Beatles looking for some help. Good morning. This is the early morning portion of the Overnight Show. I am Will Stone. How are you doing? Going to be in here with you right up until 6 o'clock when Jeff Slakey comes in with the morning show to bring you all the updated news, weather, sports, and information, everything you could possibly need to get your Friday, your finally Friday, off to a fantastic start. Let's take a look at this day in history and see what was happening on July 12th, 1979, and this is one of my favorites. As the 1970s came to an end, the age of disco was also nearing its finale. But the public backlash to the genre reached its peak on July 12th, 1979, with the infamous Disco Demolition Night at Chicago's Kaminsky Park. That incident, which led to at least 9 injuries, 39 arrests, and the cancellation and forfeit of a Major League Baseball game, is widely credited with signaling the end of disco's reign. The event was the brainchild of Steve Dahl and Gary Meyer, popular disc jockeys on Chicago's WLUP, The Loop FM. Dahl had only recently moved to WLUP from rival station WDAI when that station switched to an all-disco format, which was a relatively common reformatting trend in American radio in 1979. But however many other rock DJs were displaced by disco, only Dahl was inspired to launch a semi-comic vendetta aimed at the eradication and elimination of the dreaded musical disease. On May 2nd, the rainout of a game between the Chicago White Sox and the Detroit Tigers led to the scheduling of a doubleheader on July 12th. Dahl and Meyer approached the White Sox with a rather unorthodox deal for an attendance-boosting promotion, declared July 12th a Disco Demolition Night, and allowed Dahl to blow up a dumpster full of disco records between the games of the doubleheader. White Sox executive Mike Veeck embraced the idea in the same spirit with which his father, legendary team owner Bill Veeck, had once sent a little person to the plate in a Major League ball game in order to amuse the fans and draw a walk. The first mistake organizers made on Disco Demolition Night was grossly underestimating the appeal of the 98-cent discount tickets offered to anybody who brought a disco record to the park to add to the explosive rigged dumpster. WLUP and the White Sox expected perhaps 5,000 more fans than the average draw of 15,000 or so at Kaminsky Park. What they got instead was a raucous sellout crowd of 40,000 plus and an even more raucous overflow crowd of as many as 40,000 more outside on Shields Avenue. The second mistake was failing to actually collect those disco records, which would become dangerous projectiles in the hands of a crowd that was already out of control by the time Dahl detonated his dumpster in center field during warm-ups for the evening's second game. What followed was utter chaos as fans by the thousands stormed the field and began to wreak havoc, shimmying up the foul poles, tearing up the grass, and lighting vinyl bonfires on the diamond while the stadium scoreboard implored them to return to their seats. Conditions were judged too dangerous for the scheduled game to begin, and the Detroit Tigers were awarded a win by forfeit. See, wasn't that worth the length of that? It was. I wish I could have seen that. That should look back at this day in history. Keep it right here. Got all your favorites from Generation X to Generation Next on the way. You got the Overnight on KMAS.